Hi everyone and welcome to another video by Eduolio. Now in this video we'll look at one of the most hidden and unused functions in Excel, that is the dollar function in Excel. Now it's a very niche function and hardly used by anyone, but it's a very interesting function for a very specific use case. So this function can be used to convert a number like this to a text value in a currency format with decimals. Now let's say you want to add a currency symbol here. Now you can quickly do that and done. You still see a number but with a currency format. But this formula, the dollar formula, can help you to convert these numbers first into text and then add a currency symbol. So very specific use case. Not everybody uses it, but it's an interesting formula to learn, might come in handy in some special cases. So let's start. So here you can see we have the number values which we want to convert to text with a currency format. Now here are the different cases, right? So we'll cover the cases in a bit. Once I show you the syntax, you'll understand what these cases are. So this is the syntax of the dollar formula. So equals dollar, open the bracket. Now select the number, in this case it's A2, comma. Now here you want to put the number of decimals, right? So just for now, just to show you one case, I'm just going to put 2, close the bracket, hit enter, done. Now you can see that the dollar formula has converted the value into text and with a currency symbol. How you can validate that? So this is a number and you can see it's right aligned by Excel. This is a text and texts are always left aligned in Excel. And that's how you know it's converted to a text value. Now what happened with the 2 we entered, right, in the decimal? So basically it gave the instructions to Excel that, hey, round the decimals up to 2 places. So you can see from 0.7183 it became 0.72. Similarly, we have different cases. What if you want no decimal places? What if decimal places is 0? What if decimal places is positive? What if it's negative? And so on and so forth, right? So I'm just going to show different cases so that you know how to use this formula as effectively as possible. So let's start. So let's do dollar, open the bracket, select A3, comma. Now here what I'm going to do is, now this number 2100 does not have a decimal place. But what happens if I add 2 here? What happens if I tell Excel that, hey, convert this into text with a currency format, but also up to 2 decimal places? But it doesn't have a decimal place. So let's see what happens. Now, as soon as I do that, Excel will actually add 0.00 as 2 decimal places because we asked it for 2 decimal places. Now, let's actually look what happens when the decimal place is 0. Now, let's do equals dollar, open the bracket, select A4, comma. I'm just going to put 0. Now here, know that right now the value is 675.7183. And I'm asking Excel to make the decimal place as 0. Done. Now what happened here is Excel returned rounded text value with no decimal places. So what it did is it actually first removed the decimal places and then rounded it to 676. So that's how it worked. So basically it actually rounded the decimal places. So your 675.7 was rounded and it became 676. Now let's go to another case where decimal place is positive. So let's do equals dollar, the bracket, A5, let's do 4. Okay, close the bracket, hit enter, done. And now what it has done is that Excel has returned the text value with the mentioned decimal places, that is 4 in our case, and the rest decimal places have been ignored, right? So from this, Excel just picked up 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 decimal places, and that's what we see here. Very straightforward. Now let's look at an interesting case where your decimal place is negative. Now, when a decimal place is positive, we are telling Excel that, hey, we are talking about decimals to the right side. But when we tell Excel that, hey, decimal is positive, we are telling Excel to look at the left side of the decimal. What do I mean by that? Let's say I put a number 123.785. Now here, the left side of the decimal is 123. The right side of the decimal is 785. So in case if I say, hey, look at the positive decimal, Excel will look at 785. If I tell look at the negative decimal, Excel will look at 1, 2, 3. So negative is towards the left of the decimal, positive is towards the right of the decimal. Hope that clears any confusion if you have. So let's see what happens when decimal is negative with one digit. So equals dollar, open the brackets, select A6, comma, now I'm going to do -1. Now here, what's going to happen is Excel will actually look at one decimal place to the left, meaning Excel will actually look at this 5, which is on the left side of the decimal. And let's see what happens. Done. So as I said, Excel will look at the first negative decimal place, which is 5, and then round it. So 675 will be rounded to 680. That's how it works. But now let's see what happens if we do the same thing, but the negative decimal is actually -3. So let's do dollar. This, comma, let's just do -3, close the bracket. So now we are telling Excel to look at the third decimal place. Now here, you don't see any decimals, but technically 675 can be written as 675.0000, right? So -3 means that look at 6, right? Because that's the third negative digit. So ideally what Excel should do is Excel should look at the 6 and round it. Let's see what happens when I hit enter. Done. So what Excel did is Excel looked at 6 and rounded it. So 675 became 1000 rupees because it rounded the 6 value. And this is how the dollar formula or function works in Excel. Now there are a couple of things you should know. First, the currency symbol returned by the formula depends on the default currency of the system, which is based on your language setting. So if you're in Europe, if you're in Singapore, if you're in India, if you're in US, you might see different currency format. You can easily change that by changing your language setting because that determines the default currency. Also, if you just want to convert a numerical value to a text value, actually there is a way better formula known as the text formula. We have already created a video around text formula. You can check that out. The link will be in the description. In case you're interested to learn more advanced concepts in Excel like pivot tables, vlookup, lookup, pivot charts, conditional formatting, and much more, then do check out our advanced Excel course. It covers everything from beginner level concept to advanced level concept. The link is in the description below. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel to see more such content. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.